Have you ever noticed that there are many things we take for granted and don't ask ourselves anymore? Is the other person telling nonsense? Well, I need this info. How can I benefit from it? We just accept the words of another person as they are. But this is the problem. We don't listen carefully anymore, so we don't even go a step further to question things. So our senses become dull, and with them the skill of thinking critically and efficiently. One way to prove how much you've listened today is trying to remember the last conversation you had. No matter if it was short or long, just try to remember it as good as possible and answer the following questions. Why did you talk to them? Was there a certain topic to talk about? How did the conversation end? Did you learn something about the other person or about yourself? Pause this video for a moment and think carefully. When you thought about the situation of today, you might have realized one of two things. A. I couldn't remember anything specific or remember the content of the conversation. Or B. I did fine answering the questions and remembering it. Either way, both A and B have growth potential, because listening is not only about remembering but also about connecting information and constantly questioning it. That's the aspect of creating new connections in your brain. First of all, about listening, how to not be constantly on autopilot. Listening is a commitment, like talking. When you talk, you are committing to tell somebody something about yourself, you are committing to open to others, but also on the other hand, you want to be heard. So listening must be some kind of a commitment too, so that other people around you want to talk to you. Listening makes people feel heard and special, and you might notice how much you and the other person have in common. So how to actually listen better? Stay focused on only listening. Don't do anything else. If your thoughts are drifting away to other things, that's a sign that you need to increase your attention span. The best way to do this is practicing mindfulness or meditation. This helps us filter new information that reaches from the outside world. While meditating, we learn how to pay attention even to the most silent sound, to the most unnoticeable touch. It is all about improving focus, which then will result in living a more conscious life and not turning on autopilot when somebody talks to you. After briefly covering the topic of listening, let's get to the more difficult part, questioning and connecting for insight. You need to understand that if you can listen, you can also skillfully connect all those pieces into a whole. A conversation always requires interest, at least from one side, that is listening. So maintain a curious mindset throughout the conversation. Be open to new ideas, perspectives, and interpretations. Ask follow-up questions based on the speaker's responses to explore topics further. These follow-up questions might start with why or how, etc., but they will encourage the speaker to elaborate and provide more information. If you want to go all out on listening and, by the way, talking, you should really try debating. Debating requires multiple things at once. Actively listening, drawing connections, incorporating arguments into your response, and also evaluating what is said. So, in a debate, you have to question basically everything to move forward. Because if you don't, you won't find good arguments anymore that support your point of view. This might sound overwhelming at first, because trust me, I was in this situation not once, not twice, but like 3-4 times. However, the more you debate situations with your friends or family, so to say, talk about the topic rationally, why some are against and some are in favor of a certain aspect, the more it will widen your horizons. Subsequently, you will stay informed or learn new things, which is always beneficial. Debating really embraces this growth mindset since it is challenging. There are so many topics to talk about, and of course, you will always find something that suits you, but also something you barely know about, and that's the point when you need to step out of your comfort zone. As you see, mastering the skill of listening well will set you up for those new connections in your brain. It will make you more focused, more open-minded, and more flexible. So, are you ready to turn your everyday chats into extraordinary connections? With that, see you in the next video.